Well, g'day everybody, and welcome back to the Camera Life Podcast Random Photography Show. It is Monday, the 10th of August, and we are beaming to you your eyeballs and earballs live from Victoria, Australia. We do this every Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We have our Random Photography Show where we cover everything. So stick around tonight because we've got a bumper edition for you guys. We've what have we got, Justin? We've got latest industry news. We've got obviously to talk about your trip to Africa and back.
Yeah, I have a plan. I have a plan with that because I have so much experience. I have been once to Africa, so I can obviously provide lots of lots of advice from my one small trip.
You are a cis white man, so of
to
course.
one tiny part of one part of a continent. But I think I have some interesting perspectives, being someone that has only been once, didn't plan the trip myself, and so now I have a little bit better understanding of like what's a first trip like. I didn't know what to expect, and now I know a little bit more about what to expect and what I would do if I was going back, or what I would recommend to someone who was going for the first time, just based on my one little trip. So nice. I think that'll be fun.
Well, look, we look forward to hearing that, of course. We're also going to look at everyone's images. That's right. We've got a Your Images section where we bring up your images live on YouTube. Not so good for the audio listeners, but great for the video watchers. So we're going to cover that. I've got a couple of lenses to showcase and unbox potentially. And what else have we got? Yeah,
hang on. Did you say a couple of lenses?
Yeah, I got sent a couple of lenses.
Oh, right. It's like that, is it? You're an influencer again.
It's becoming more that way lately, yes.
Well.
Yes, it is.
Where are my lenses? Well, they must be still in the mail. I don't know.
Last I checked, Canon RF mount don't support other lenses, so I'm sorry, you miss out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You know. Well, we'll talk about that too. I will also talk about that side of it from going to Africa for a wildlife safari. What lenses did I use the most? And what would I recommend depending on what system you're on? Because it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing about it. A lot of people are turning their eyes to the African tours at the moment. You know, Europe's in a bit of turmoil. There's a bit going on up there. So
over
yonder. So I think folks are sticking to the safer places like South Africa. Who ever thought that would be said ever?
Well, yeah. I mean, especially if you can go. I went straight from I went Melbourne, Perth, South Africa, and then South Africa, like Johannesburg, back to Sydney, back to Melbourne. So it sort of didn't have to go up and around.
Yeah.
Which is
all that stuff. Yeah.
Less.
Oh, very good. Now, of course, it's good to have you back. I mean, you are the boss. You do pay the bills and keep the lights running and the internet going and all of that. Coffee warm. I think you should do an ad read. Let's see if you've still got it.
For your new lenses, do we have to do one for the lenses you got?
No, for the thing you do.
You didn't promise them some sort of ad read or something.
Well, yeah. Maybe.
No. But actually, before we do that, I want to say hi to the chat first. I want to say hi.
Good idea.
I want to before we do the thing. Look who was first, Dennis at 4:37 p.m. Looking forward to hearing about the trip, mate. Grr roar. Yeah, there was a little bit of roaring. We heard some roaring. It's freaking just sends chills. It's, hearing it on a TV versus hearing it in person, a lion roaring is it's another thing. Philip Johnson is here. Lucinda Goodwin says looking forward to this chat. Richard Marl, greetings from the car, but you're not driving. Well, that's cool. Where are you going? Who's driving you? What's happening?
Are you living in your car? Is that why you're not driving?
Yeah. You're just sleeping in it tonight. Give us some insight. Roy Bixby, g'day for Togs. Kanga, looking forward to hearing how it went. I'll tell you all about it. John Latimer, good evening. We all had a great weekend. Let's have a little pause. How was your weekend, Craig?
My weekend was very fruitful, eventful, busy. I ran my first street level photography workshop on Saturday morning. There it is. Love the trumpets. I had two guests, and we did a photo walk in Melbourne through the CBD and ran some exercises along the way to teach them some of the fundamentals of street photography composition and And yeah, it was great. We had an amazing time, and I got lots of nice feedback. And
Nice.
I've got another workshop happening this coming Saturday for a one-on-one advanced workshop with one guest. So I'm looking forward to that too.
The ball is rolling.
It
Off
is.
to a great start. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I just had an inquiry today. Someone wants to know if I'm going to be running a mobile phone only workshop because they want to do a street workshop, but they only have their phone and they'll feel too intimidated with people with proper cameras. So I'm looking at introducing that next month. To smartphone photography workshop for beginners. And
I love it.
yeah, keep it simple.
That's very cool. That's very cool. What? So a smartphone photography one, you would you mainly just focus on just composition, scenes, and things and light, or will you also try and help them with their phone settings and that kind of stuff? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, there'll be a little bit about phone settings. I want to try and make it as simple as possible. I really want it to be that whole, you've got this camera in your pocket and, turn your, quick snaps of things into something a bit more thoughtful, a bit more mindful, using some of the similar compositional exercises that I used for the one last weekend, but just with a smartphone. A lot of the core principles are exactly the same. It's just about how you approach a scene, how you look for the light, and how you build your composition. So be introducing that soon, which is good.
Nice.
And I'm also thinking about doing a Fujifilm only. I think you recommended this one to me, Jay. A street workshop for Fujifilm shooters.
It just makes I don't know how often it would get booked, but I just think having the option, especially them inside and out. You've tested most of the products that they have. You own a lot of the products that they have. I just think it would make so much sense. You could even, help people choose their next lens. All sorts of different angles on it, whether it's figuring out things in the menu they don't understand or something like that, or going, the other direction to what lens should I get next? I've got these three. And you can help advise them on what might work best for their camera and the type of photos. There's so many angles to that I think, even if street photography is not their thing, it would be a good reason to learn more about that camera, I don't know.
Well, no, it's a fair point because the guests that I've got coming with me this Saturday it's a 3-hour workshop plus a 1-hour mentoring session afterwards to look at edits and, follow up on anything. And they're a Fujifilm shooter. They actually bought a Fujifilm camera at last year's BFOP. I might have convinced them to do that. So I feel partly responsible.
Right.
And so they've been using it for 10 months, and they've reached out and said, you know what, I think I want to go a bit deeper in understanding how this camera works, how to get the most out of it. So part of that session that I'm building for them for this coming Saturday will be about camera craft, be about how to get the most out of that camera, and lens combo, and sort of take the photography to the next level with more confidence. And that was probably one of the biggest bits of feedback I got from last weekend, was just that they just felt more confident in understanding how to approach composition. And there's skills that you can use in any genre. It doesn't have to be street photography centric. So so far, it's all going well. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, it's going very well. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, boss. Thanks.
Hang on, back to the chat, and then I'll tell you.
Oh yeah,
about my
sorry.
weekend.
I'll
finish.
please.
I'll finish the rest of it. Twig Productions, evening camera life groupies. Freaking freezing here in Toowoomba, Queensland. Well, I tell you what, it's probably colder down here, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's. It might be snowing up there. Who knows? The way the weather works. Rodney Nicholson, nice backdrop. Raw evening photographers. Yeah, that was a photo. The thumbnail for this image was a photo from the trip, which was pretty cool. Julie Powell, good evening. David Skinner. Paul's here. Shamit Shah's here. Chris Nielsen, evening from across the ditch. And Dennis has inquired about the location across the ditch, and it's the mighty Waikato. Waikato? I don't know how to pronounce that. Nev Clark is here. Nick Fletcher, good to see you. Hello, dynamic duo.
G'day,
Dave
boss.
Liberati. Everybody's here. Wow, Digifrog.
Dave's
So
here.
cool.
So many
Dave
Daves.
is here. So many Daves. Bill Thompson, Richard Miles. Oh, it just arrived home. The wife was driving. The beautiful wife was driving. 10-year-old talking nonstop in the back. They weren't listening to the podcast. That's sad.
Yeah, that's rude.
Rick Nelson, Lucinda. Oh, Lucinda's keen. Well, not keen. She's thinks a phone workshop is great. I think it's great because who did we have on that ran the commercial photography phone workshops, which I thought was an epic idea up in Queensland. What was his name? Oh, it's eluding my brain. It'll come to me. But he built a business around teaching businesses how to take better photos with their phones, and it's something that was. If I had more time, I would do it. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
didn't he do? Isn't he the one that did workshops with Steve Parrish? Was that him? Or was that someone else? Gosh, everyone's blending together in my brain right now. It's been busy. It'll come to me.
Nice name drop, by the way. Thanks. That was good. Steve Parrish, gold.
Yeah. Wedge it in. Nev Clark reckons if you do that, you should get them to put their phones in airplane mode so they're not distracted.
Yes. Yeah. That's on the top of the before we get started list, Nev. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great minds.
I wonder if you can do them on do not disturb mode where I think I'd have to check how it works. But there's a mode where you can still get phone calls, like just in case it's like, a kid calling to get something or something.
Yeah. Money. They mostly want money.
Usually to get money send money. Oh,
well, that's the reason mine call me now. So,
Rick Nelson reckons you should help people learn to build their own film simulation. Something he would recommend for you to do. That's an interesting one because you can do that on Fujifilms. You
can do it in camera and you can do it in Lightroom too.
Yeah. And that's even a good point too. And editing specific. So as a follow up to that, like you could if you do a mentoring session afterwards or something like that, and how to edit Fujifilm files using the film simulations with Lightroom and how that works together. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot there.
Yeah, there is lots of opportunity, and I'm excited. I feel confident, which is really nice. It's a nice change.
That is awesome. Now. Paul just said, whoops, bit late with the image, just hit send. Well, unfortunately, you might have missed this week. Should we talk about images, your images? What we're going to do? Because there's so many. We're getting so many, and we want to keep including everyone's images. So there's a couple of changes we're going to make, so listen up closely. And also give us feedback on the changes, because if you don't like them, we'll just change back, because, we're pushovers.
Easy to
We'll
win.
do whatever you want. What was I going to say? So the first important thing is I've set up a new email address that both Greg and I can access, so that then I can ask him. Hopefully he'll do a lot of the image organization for me on Mondays, but I'll still be able to do it as well. So we can, whoever's there can take care of it. So the email address is thecamera.life@luckystraps.com.au. That's thecamera.life, no spaces, no underscores, no nothing. thecamera.life@luckystraps.com.au. We'll find somewhere to put that on a page or something soon when we get organized. So email them there the same way you've been doing. Send your image in. 1 image, please, or 2 if it's like 2 different edits, black and white or color, or this crop or that crop, or, you've got some sort of question around the image, raw versus your edit or anything like that. Or we might have to only do like a sequence of images. We might only be able to squeeze 1 or 2 in a week. We're not sure how we're going to do that yet. But if you've got a sequence of images, a project you've been working on, a group of images that are all a set, then that's cool. Send them through and we'll figure it out. What else?
Well, we've got some longer term ideas around, maybe creating some sort of a hub online where the Camera Life viewers can upload their images. And we'll have a
so you don't have to email them, but
so we don't have to do anything basically. We're so lazy.
No promises. That's we'll figure. Yeah,
no promises. It's just sort of this is wishful thinking, but we would love to have a gallery, an online gallery for Camera Life viewers to upload their images, see everyone else's work. That sort of thing, but that's obviously a fairly big undertaking, not to mention the cost of storage. I went into JB Hi-Fi again yesterday to look at the SSDs, and I just had to turn around and walk out because the price is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Now's not the time.
now's not the time.
Now's not the
Let's
time.
hope Black Friday brings better offers.
The other thing we might do with your images, I don't know if we'll try it tonight or not, but we think we're going to maybe do some rapid fire rounds. Like where we sort of do 5 images that have been sent in relatively quickly, and then we'll dig deeper into some stuff that has, if there's a question around it, or if it's just a particularly interesting, thing that we haven't seen that we want to chat in depth a bit more about. We might do that on a few images. We're just trying to make sure that the shows can be still a reasonable time frame for everybody, but we don't want to not show any images. We want to still, we don't want to get to the point where we have to pick, to leave some people out or whatever. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
So we're thinking what do you guys think? If you've got any ideas, let us know. But I'm thinking like a few rapid fire rounds where we do 5 or 10 images in a row at a reasonably sort of faster pace. And then, we pick a handful that we want to talk a bit more about if they've got more information or some sort of crazy technique they've used, or just a, super amazing image or a question. The questions are good,
Yep, definitely. And it's not that we don't appreciate what's being sent into us. We love it. It's one of the best parts of our week is, having the time to go through the images and present them for everyone.
It's really made this show, I think. What was going to be like more of a news show and a random show has really become like it's centered around the images, and we just want to make sure that can keep growing and working better. Dennis thinks keeping the descriptions to a word limit is a thing. Okay. Well, yeah, that would be good. We don't know how to do that in an email other than like the honesty system.
Yeah.
Try and keep it under a certain word limit. I don't know. What do we call it? Like a paragraph that's reasonably sized.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're the writer.
How many
words, Greg?
A mid-sized paragraph. I don't know how many words that would be. Maybe 100 words, give or take.
Yeah. And obviously, if it's some sort of out there special situation where you needed, it's worthy of more words. Well, then, let's do it. But I don't know. Okay, Greg Carrick reckons 100 words plus tech info. Sure. Dennis, of course, I sent in a bloody series this week. Pop it in the cupboard for another week. No, we have time. We're just always, how we're always trying to make the show better, or make plans for long term. So that's what we're thinking. All right, consensus is 100 words. Nice round number.
All right.
Lucinda says that, but Roy Bixby says he's illiterate. Well,
that's okay. You don't need to write anything. Just send photos.
Have you sent one in, Roy? I don't know. Has Roy sent an image in? I don't even know. Oh dear. Okay. And Greg Carrick rightfully says a picture is worth 1,000 words. Anyway, exactly. I thought about this, Nev, putting the images into like a slideshow, which is essentially a rolling video. Yeah, we could add it to YouTube later. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a great point, Nev.
Interesting. I'll think about that. I thought about it for a slideshow. The slideshow would be extra work for us to put together. But the hard thing with the slideshow is also we want to be able to read out the info and stuff and talk about it. So they'd have to be in the exact order that we've got the stuff. Like it would all have to be quite well arranged.
If we were to do it live on the show,
if we do it live with a slideshow.
But afterwards.
But the cool thing about a slideshow is, say, if we set it to like 60 seconds an image or whatever, is like we don't have a choice. It's moving on without us, so we can't. We can't
keep up with
it. Talking forever because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, this is a good. Yeah, I like this. This is brainstorming with the with the chat. We're working on it together. So all you really need to know right now, though, is the email address now is thecameralife@luckystraps.com.au.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Very good. There was a comment here before, Greg. Is that a portrait of you behind your mic stand?
Yes, it is. It's me and Sash. Our daughter Juno is an artist, and she painted it. So yeah.
You might have to move it slightly higher so we can always see it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let the boss know.
Just rearrange the entire wall.
Yeah, we'll just repaint it while we're at it.
Why not?
Where were we?
Oh, speaking of Lucky Straps,
Mm,
that's what supports the show. So if you
It
do
is.
want to find out who we are and what we do when we're not podcasting, we do have a brand called Lucky Straps. If you go to luckystraps.com, you can see the wonderful leather camera straps that we make. They look like this. Whoops. They look like this. They're beautiful, soft leather camera straps with a quick release system that is just unique in the world of camera straps because it doesn't leave any dangly dongles on your camera, and it's so small, so tiny. They're not huge things that sit on your hand when you're shooting and just get in the way and annoy you.
Yeah.
So if you want to check them out, go to luckystraps.com, and if you check them out and you get really excited and you want to buy one, use code Greg, and that will get you a discount when you check out. And that way we know that you're a fan of the show, which is even better.
Yeah.
That's all.
Hey, just very quickly, let's talk about. We've had a couple of inquiries. I've had one, and you've seen one on the groupies, the Beef Up Groupies page, asking about can I attach Lucky Straps to telephoto lenses?
Yes, you can. There's a few different ways to do it. Do we want to? Do we have time? Yeah. Okay.
Just quick.
So you can you can attach these the quick release system that we come up with is the same thickness essentially as like a stock camera strap from Canon, Nikon, Sony. Like it's 10 millimeter width webbing, so it'll go through the same slots or rings that are on all those cameras. And a lot of those camera brands will put slots on the lenses once those lenses are heavy enough to warrant the strap being attached to the lens rather than the camera. Because obviously if you've got a 400 mil 2.8 swinging off the mount of your camera,
Don't do that.
it's better to carry it by the lens rather than carrying it by the body of the camera. And obviously if you're supporting it with your hand or a monopod, it's okay. But when you're just sort of wandering around, that's why they put strap lugs on the lens themselves. And these are perfect to attach straight to the strap lugs on the lens. So that's totally fine. You can also do it with an attachment on the foot if you prefer to carry it that way. The tripod collar foot, you can, a lot of people will put like a screw-on Arca plate or something that's got strap attachments on it. You could attach it to there. Or if it's an in-between size telephoto lens, like my 100 to 500 that I took to Africa that I'm going to talk about. David says I should bring my mic closer. Not that close.
Not that close.
Okay, maybe we'll try here. Otherwise,
He
I can
hasn't
turn it up a bit, David.
He hasn't
if
hit
it's
puberty
quiet.
yet, David. I'm sorry. It's going to be a while.
No. Otherwise, if that's no good, but Greg's is way further away. I must be quiet. Let me turn my thing up.
That's the problem.
Where was I going with that? You can also attach one side of the strap to your strap lug on the left side of your camera, looking from the back, and the other one to a tripod plate on the base. And this is for like a mid-sized 7200 2.8 or 100 to 500 in the Canon range, 200 to whatever it is in the Nikon range, the Sony, 200 to 600 and that sort of stuff, where they're not super heavy telephotos to justify attaching it to the lens, but they are still pretty long, pretty heavy lenses. And that allows it to just point straight down. And we've actually got a YouTube video on the Lucky Straps YouTube about that. It's called like how to carry a heavy camera or something like that. The most comfortable way to carry a heavy camera, I think I titled it. So you can check that video out and that'll tell you how we do that.
And I think it's important to know that, especially if you're carrying long lenses, all you wildlife and birding and sports folks. I took out what did I have? The Tamron 150 to 500 a couple of weeks ago, and I attached my Slim 30 to that. And that's
Direct
a
to the
2 kilo
lens.
lens. Sorry?
Direct to the lens.
Direct to the lens, to the lugs on the lens, because it has burned into my brain what Wayne Rogers was saying about how simple it can be, how a little knock can make the plane of your sensor to the back of your lens tilt slightly. If you knock your lens, if you're carrying it by the camera and the lens gets knocked, the weight of the lens can ruin that alignment. So, don't attach your big heavy camera and lenses to the camera. Attach it to the lens. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, that took a little longer than it needed to, but thank you for covering that.
It did. It did.
It always
Shall we?
does.
should we? I feel like should we just get Africa out of the way so that then we can look at images, or do you want to? How do you want to do this? What was your plan?
Well, let's see. Why don't we cover a couple of news stories? There's a really
Okay.
important one that I want to cover, and I think that's really worth sharing. So,
Is it a feature
Jay,
film
do you
one?
mind bringing up the NZIPP 2026 awards link?
Yes, I saw some of that. There's some pretty exciting stuff there.
There
is
was.
it?
So over the past, I'm not sure how long it's been, week or so at least, a bunch of folks from our community have been over in New Zealand helping to judge and celebrate the NZIPP 2026 awards. Folks like Joe Howell, which is one of our BFOP instructors, Bruce Moyle, Chris Anderson, who was a guest a few weeks ago, Matt Palmer, Mika Boynton, they all travelled to New Zealand over the past week and a bit to attend the NZIPP Awards and help judge and help give out awards, but they also won a bunch of awards themselves. Now, as Justin's got up there, this is the NZIPP International Instagram page, but a couple of notable mentions that Brucey got nominated for a bunch of stuff. He got into the shortlist for different awards, as did Joe, as did Mika, Matt, and Chris Anderson, along with a bunch of other folks. But the biggest takeaway from this is that Matt Palmer, our good mate Matt, won the Australian Professional Photographer of the Year for the
I saw that.
NZIPP, which is huge.
It is huge.
And he also won a bunch of other awards. Mika won, I think she was the Australian Professional Landscape Photographer of the Year. What did I see Mika's award there somewhere? Anyway, it's all on the NZIPP. Where did I see it? Gosh, now I can't see anything. Oh, Mika Boynton, Professional Landscape Photographer of the Year. So Matt and Mika are they're back home now. They've returned home, and they said after all that socializing and time away, they're ready to just disappear into a bit of a recluse for a while. So congratulations to both those guys and to everyone else who submitted work to be judged by NZIPP, and to those that were shortlisted into different categories, and obviously to those who won. It's amazing. Really, really cool. And great to see that, the NZIPP is thriving and they're recognizing amazing work.
Isn't it fun to, and I get it because they've obviously taken over, like they've had to sort of step up to cover a lot of these awards after the AIPP sort of disappeared. But isn't it fun that they do the Australian Photographer of the Year in New Zealand? Yeah. It's like they're like, you know what, we'll do it.
We'll
We'll
just
just do it.
Yeah, you guys can't do it yourselves. We'll sort it out. It's great.
No.
But yeah, like seriously, congratulations to everyone who participated. It's amazing to see, and it's really important that people at all different levels get recognition for their hard work. So well done, everyone. Let's zoom through a little bit of lens news, perhaps, and then we'll talk about Africa, hey? Because it might be a good transition to talk about what lenses you chose to take.
Sure.
Sigma have just dropped new patents to disclose the design of 2 new Sigma super zoom lenses. So stay tuned for that. And of course, in between last week and this week, Sony dropped another lens, an FE100-400 f5.6-8 optical steady shot lens. It's more in the kind of the entry level telephoto zooms, but great to see that.
Exactly. But that's it. That's a perfect. Canon's got one, and I think it was a hole maybe in the Sony range. Canon have a 100-400, a very similar design, similar sort of aperture range, and quite affordable. And it's like it gets you into that pretty decent wildlife zoom focal length for not a lot of money. And I think more of that is better for every camera brand.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, make it more accessible. And just out of interest, it wasn't on the Australian site just yet, or at least not on the retail sites, but at B&H, this lens is only $848.
Yeah, so it'd be 1,500-ish here, I'm guessing, probably. Yeah.
So for a 100-400 with image stabilization, that's a pretty decent price, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good one.
And Seven Artisans has also released a new lens. It's for Nikon Z mount. I think it's also coming to Sony, but it's the autofocus 40 f 2.5 light full frame. Just a very small, compact 40mm lens, which is great. 40mm is great. I've been using 40mm in street a bit more lately. And it's a really versatile focal range because you can use it for a bit of portraiture, environmental portraiture. You can use it for street scenes. You can use it for a whole bunch of stuff. So good to see another one coming out there. But that is it for the lens news for now. Let's talk about Africa, Justin.
Before we talk about Africa, well, I'll start talking about Africa. I'm going to send a message to Elena because I had a very busy weekend. I forgot to tell you about my weekend.
Oh, you did? Sorry.
One of the reasons it was extremely busy is we got a puppy on Thursday night. Yeah. So I'm just going to text Elena and say, can you bring the puppy in? Because I just thought, everyone might want to see the puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Africa, for those that didn't hear, went to Africa, last minute trip, was lucky enough to go on a photography tour with Mr. Matt Crummins. Matt Crummins, if you he's been on the show a few times, quite a few times.
Yeah.
He's a wildlife photographer. He's a commercial photographer. He's one of the masterminds behind the Bright Festival of Photography, which unfortunately you guys will have heard about almost every episode for the last freaking 18 months or 2 years.
Yeah.
Elena said he's asleep. Well, that's okay. He might make an appearance sometime in the show.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I was very fortunate to get to sort of with less than 2 weeks notice, jump on this trip to Kruger National Park in South Africa, which Kruger is it's like, what was it? I had it written down here. It's 19,500 square kilometers. So it's a big park. It's 300. Tweak Production says, "Wake it up." It's 350 kilometers, like north to south. If you were just going to drive through the park, it's huge. I didn't know what to expect. There's so much to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it more in future episodes because I haven't even gone through all of the images yet. I'm going to show you guys maybe a couple of things tonight and a couple of quick video clips. And speaking of video clips, that's actually what I was there for. I was there to shoot video for Matt so that he can show, because he does multiple trips there. I think he spends almost over a month there a year at the moment. So he does multiple tours there each year in a few different spots. And he's really sort of wanting to be able to show people what the experience is like of going on one of these trips, one of these safaris. Because for a lot of people, it's a bucket list trip. And for me, it was a bucket list trip that wasn't even in the realm of possibility any time in the near future. It was like something I was going to do, I don't know, way off, down the track when I had the money. Yeah. It's like one of those future things. Yeah, you're like one day. Yeah. So I think it's important if you're going to do a trip like this, because it can cost a chunk of money to head over there. You really want to know, one, sort of what you're getting into, and two, the way to make the most of it. And I've only been on one trip, so take this with a grain of salt. But if I was going over there as a photographer, I would 100% do it on a photography tour after seeing what I saw. And obviously, I would recommend a Matt Crummins photography tour, but anyone that's at that level, that's been there multiple times, that knows the area and knows what they're looking for, that's what I would be. I don't know. After seeing other people driving around the park in various vehicles and sort of just looking around and them asking our guide like where to go, you want to be with someone experienced. That's for sure.
Because Matt also has someone who lives there who is a support for his tour groups. Is that correct? He has someone who's kind of let me local on the ground, hands-on kind of thing.
It's more than that. Let me try and explain it. Where's my where are my images? What have I done here today? Let me bring up a couple of photos so that there we go. this for you. It'll make it a little easier. So this is our vehicle, and this is Martin. We had the same guide every day, and these guides do a lot of training to be allowed to work in Kruger in the national park, and their expertise is knowledge of animals and birds, and obviously keeping people safe and getting around the park and all of that sort of stuff. Every single day we had to do paperwork when we entered, and we had to get checked when we exited and all that sort of stuff. They
sure you
take
weren't
everything.
smuggling out any
Exactly. Baby
lion
impala,
pelts
baby rhino.
or rhino. Yeah.
Because they do get poachers, so it's a serious thing.
course.
And also, so there's evil people doing poaching and stuff, and then there's just dumb people doing stupid stuff, and they got to account for all of that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So how it worked is, this is on the trip that I went on. Matt runs the tour from the photography side of things, but Matt also really understands animals and this park. So and then we were staying at Needles Lodge. The people at Needles have a good relationship with Matt. They understand the area. Obviously, Needles Lodge is in like a private park that's about half an hour drive to the entrance of Kruger National Park.
Right.
But in that private park where we were, there were like giraffes walking around.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
There was animals, like I think it was a kudu or something, walked into like the backyard of the lodge. There was monkeys and stuff and all sorts of, I'll have to find all my footage and things over the coming weeks to show you some of the crazy stuff. But anyway, so we're staying there, lots of animals. And then Martin works for Needles, and they have a few other drivers as well. And the way they usually do it is on Matt's tours, they try and keep the same driver for the whole week.
Yeah, okay.
So that way, Matt and Martin could really start to understand how each other worked and work together to get us to the best spots to take photos of animals. Because it's not just finding the animals, but it's finding them in nice light and with a clear angle that's unobstructed and all that sort of stuff. So whereas normally if they're just taking, random people out, they just want to see things. They don't care what light the light's like, or if there's a little bit of scrub in front. It's like with your eyes, it doesn't really matter. So
yeah, it's more
Does that
just
make
spotting
sense?
the animals. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because, so basically once you enter the park, once you enter the park, you can't exit the vehicle unless you're at a designated like toilet or food stop. There's these like camps and things scattered around the place, and they could be hours apart from each other. So yeah, once you're sort of in, so what that means is we've got to put the car in the spot to take the photo on the road. So there's oh, hang on, puppy incoming.
Hold the phone.
Bring it here.
Bring me the child. Oh my God.
Closer.
Bring it into the light.
Oh. I'll hold it
Oh,
up
baby.
like Simba.
Oh my God.
Look at Greg.
Hey, baby. So who is this? Who have we got?
The working title is Boz, but we're like 85 to 90% on that. Boz, like short for Bosley.
Yeah, I like Bosley. That's cool. I think Elena's upset she didn't get any attention from anybody.
Ah,
Sorry, Elena.
Greg said, "Are you upset that you didn't get attention from the chat? They're all just interested in the puppy." So yeah,
how old is Boz?
He's like 13 weeks, I think, and he's a Labrador crossed poodle, but not a Labradoodle. Because Labradoodles, I think they tend to breed them more specifically to have that sort of curly hair and stuff like that, whereas this is just a Labrador crossed with a poodle.
Yeah.
But I guess technically that's still a Labradoodle.
I don't know. It's cute. That's all I know. It's very cute.
He's a very cute. Oh, whoops. All right. I should let you go back to sleep by the look of it.
See, now that you've done this, I'm going to get hassled to get a big dog.
Aw.
Because I
Well,
keep
I
saying,
think that-
oh, Justin likes the big dog energy, but he's not ready yet. He's still grieving over his
Yeah.
previous big boy.
It was time.
So cute, Justin.
And he's so cute. Okay. All right.
All right.
Phil Thompson
Thanks,
says,
Elena.
hi, Elena.
That's it. No one else.
You're waving.
Oh, doesn't that make you gooey?
Yep. He's a cute
Yep.
mooch. There's one left. I think there's one left from the litter. They had 8.
Stop.
Okay. Just,
Stop.
All right.
Stop. Can't.
All right. Now, where was I? Is the doggo a tax write-off given the new business? No, I don't. I think we have to make the new business has to make money before I can probably do tax write-offs.
Very true. Very true.
All right. We'll pause for a question. Dennis has a question about gear. I'll get a question in early. Was there a piece of equipment that you would have left at home? This is a tricky one, obviously, because I've said this before. I was there shooting video and I wanted to take photos for myself. So I took way more gear than you would take than I would take if I was just going to take photos. So
Yeah.
on the videos, I took a ton of lenses and things that I wouldn't take if I was just doing photos. I had to take a 20mm prime, which I used a ton because we were leaving, like we'll wake up at 4 a.m. We're leaving at 5:15 a.m. And I was trying to shoot video in the car on the way to places just by torchlight and things like that. So I needed a fast prime, a wide angle fast prime. You wouldn't really need one of those if you were just shooting photos and you're only interested in wildlife. So there's a lot of stuff like that you wouldn't need, but I needed it. Me personally, the one thing that I took that I didn't shoot with was actually the GoPro. I took the GoPro, but I ended up using the Insta360 Go Ultra way more and I stopped taking the GoPro out in the van, in the Safari vehicle because I wasn't using it because the Insta360 Go Ultra just magnets to stuff so easily.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the GoPro's got slightly better image quality, the speed of being able to use that Go Ultra just outweighed that. So I wouldn't have taken the GoPro now that I sort of know what was going to unfold. And what else? What else wouldn't I have taken? I didn't use my DJI mics, but I should have. We just didn't end up using them.
Yep.
What?
How did you go for storage and power consumption and those sorts of practical things?
Again, shooting video, so I was chewing through batteries. I took 6 batteries for 2 bodies, and I bought that Tilta portable charger that Matt Crummins recommended that I had an issue with once, but I think it wasn't getting enough power through the USB. But as long as it's got plenty of power, it did charge all 4 batteries overnight, no problems. And then it was actually able to top batteries up in the field by using a power bank that had power delivery, that had, like a high wattage output. I charged 2 batteries out in the field one day just for fun. I didn't end up needing them, but it was nice to know that if I rolled through more than what I had, I could have had more topped up. So, yeah.
And did you stick with your routine of dumping all your files each night onto your laptop?
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dumped all files and backed up. Ended up with way over a terabyte of, I think it was, well more than a terabyte. There was almost a terabyte of footage, then plus my photos. Dennis says, it's pretty impressive if you used all the glass. I actually, the thing that I think I only used once and I definitely could have gotten away with I took my 70 to 200 2.8 and I could have gotten away with not using it. I'm trying to remember. I used it, but the one thing I used it for was like, I'll show you in a second.
All right.
Let me bring up a couple of video clips. Can I do that? Window. Oh yeah. So first of all, this is what it looks like inside so this is what the Safari vehicle looks like inside it. And as you can see, everyone's got a much bigger lens than me. Not everyone, but Matt's
It's
got
okay,
this
Jay. It's not about the
Matt's
size.
got this monstrous Sigma 300
Holy
to
crap.
600 f4, which is only new, and that thing is insane. It was epic. But so this is what it looks like. Normally they would fill these vehicles full, unless you booked it with less people. Like you can book whatever you want. Obviously they book the vehicle for the day, so the price depends how much you want to pay. But the way Matt booked the tour, see the center row of seats is free.
Yeah.
So it means everyone's got sort of a vantage point out the side, and there's a center seat to sit your gear on, because
clever.
there's no room for camera bag. The camera bags have to go basically on the floor.
Yeah.
So most people couldn't access it. I took a very clever, after Matt told me that before I went, I took my my think tank cube thing that actually sits vertically really well down at the bottom, so I could access everything that I needed. And then I tied my little Balroy sling to the handles at the top of the seat, so I had a sling with all my batteries and my Insta360 camera, like all the little bits and pieces that I needed quick access to, ND filters, all that stuff I had tied to those handles. So,
Clever.
so yeah, anyway, so basically, yeah, lots of dust. So you want to change lenses as little as possible. And most people, if they had longer lenses that went to, say, they were like a 200 to 600, or Matt had a 300 to 600, or this 400 mil 2.8 over here. If you had something like that, you needed a 70 to 200.
Yeah.
Because often we were very close to the animals. But I had the 100 to 500, and most of the time, zooming out to 100 was enough. So I really didn't need that 70 to 200 until I needed it for low light because of the 2.8.
Yep.
So that's probably one thing I could have left at home. But yeah, so that's what it looks like in the car, cruising around.
Yeah.
Every day
You're all,
we were in
you're
there.
all rugged up quite a bit. Was it cold?
It was cold. And because it's open, it's cold in the mornings, and then it gets hot in the middle of the day, and then it gets cold again in the evenings.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cold.
Yeah.
So, and you're in this car. So we're in this car from 5:15 a.m. until between 6 and 6:30 p.m. every day
Wow.
in this vehicle. And we only got out to go to the toilet or to grab some food.
Yep.
So like you're in there and you got to get comfy, and we would rotate seats at each break. But yeah, it was awesome. I can't wait to see the video that Matt pulls together from this. I might do my own video and a director's cut, something. I'm gonna let me find another one. So
There's a question here from, I can't remember how to say that name. I can't see it properly. Shamit Shah. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Were you worried about your gear at any time because of those conditions?
No, dust obviously. So, which I've shot in plenty of dusty conditions before, shooting desert racing and stuff.
Yeah.
You want to change lenses as little as possible. One thing that I wasn't on top of as much that Matt was all over was how much dust can accumulate on the front element when even when you don't notice that it's dusty. So he was always encouraging us to put lens caps back on or cover our cameras up with, we had like ponchos and stuff floating around to keep us warm, cover them up with that. And then, periodically throughout the day, he'd be like, all right, lens cloths, wipe them off, do a double check them and stuff, because this like fine layer builds up and it softens the image like a mist filter would. So yeah, he was really, that's something that I was, aware of, but nowhere near, not to that level of checking that he was encouraging everyone to do. So he's obviously experienced before when people have, had the ultimate moment and they get back and their images are just a little bit soft, So it was, because you never know what, let me bring this video up. You never know what you're going to come across at any point. Sometimes you have an idea because Martin will be like, oh, we've gotten word that there's a sighting of this or whatever. But we did, on the last day, we did a pre-sunrise. This wasn't with Martin because you can't, only the national park themselves can run these. We did a pre-sunrise spotlighting tour. So we got up at 3 and we're in the car by 4 to go in the dark and experience sunrise in the park. Normally you can't enter the park until sunrise.
Yep.
We're spotlighting for animals. We saw a giraffe, and within 20 minutes of the front gate, this is what we come across. And
we can't hear that.
oh, can't you? Anyway,
No.
he just said there's a bunch of lions on the road. So we're cruising into the park,
Oh,
and
wow.
there's just
Oh, how beautiful.
it was crazy.
That just blow your mind. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Like there was no preparing for what it was like to see this sort of stuff in person that close.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no preparing at all. And then, yeah, so I got that shot, changed to the 7200. So that was on a 24 to, no, that would have been on my 20 mil 1.8.
Yeah.
And then this was the only time that I used the 7200 because it was so dark. But like, where are we? Like this is like this. So it was a full pride of lions with cubs on the road. And yeah, just mind blowing.
Yeah.
There's like, see them all?
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
And it was
And did
pitch
animals,
black.
did they ever approach the vehicle closely?
Yes. One elephant
Yeah.
yelled at us. A lion called Mr.
yeah.
Grumpy growled at a different car.
Mr.
One of these cubs sort of has a look at us.
Oh, little ones.
They just look like a kitten, but a
Yeah.
big kitten that could
Oh,
really,
yeah, big one.
scratch you.
Phil Thompson wanted to know, is the collar on the line some
Yeah.
sort of monitor?
Yeah, they monitor, obviously. They don't monitor all of them, but like certain animals, they monitor and track, obviously, for conservation and for research purposes and that kind of thing. So this pride had a couple of lines with monitors. But yeah, this one was like, what are you
Oh,
guys doing?
yeah.
Yeah, didn't really
That's
care.
so cool. Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah. Oh,
Absolutely
what an
insane.
experience. Oh, they're just sitting there. Of course they are.
Of course they are. Yeah. And so another reason to go, and I don't know whether this is all luck. It's not all luck. Obviously, it's your guide and how well they work with Matt to find stuff. But this particular situation was mostly luck. But Matt, so there was 2 vehicles that you could go in to do these sunrise tours. One of them's like a 20-seater truck, and the other one was this vehicle that was just for us that we were in.
Yeah.
And we were here for maybe 10 minutes with this pride, watching them. I'll show you a couple more photos from just this moment. Watching them just hang out and do stuff. And then just as the other truck come to our location, they all just got up and walked off into the bush.
Oh,
and
wow.
And no one on the truck saw anything. And it's just luck of the draw. But
Yeah.
I was like,
happen to be walking along.
I'm glad we're in this vehicle. But yeah, these were the only photos that I could really get. So this is lit by the lights from the car.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been black. And then there was just that tiny bit of light on the horizon.
Yeah.
And that was at 1.4, like on one of my primes.
Yep.
But yeah, they were just hanging out just by the side of the road for ages.
Yep.
Dennis says you should have jumped out and got a shot across the lines back towards the group.
Yeah, or maybe some light painting.
Yeah. There was a lot of there's a lot of jokes about stuff like that. Oh, just jump out and head. Just can you go over and grab that thing from over there? There's just like let me show you a couple more like a close up encounter. So this was the second lion that we saw. Again, just chilling on the road on day one, and like that's sometimes they're just
they're
just hanging out, and then obviously. When it's during the day, more and more cars will start to crowd around as word spreads that there's been a sighting, and it can get quite busy. There can be traffic jams and stuff like that when there's a sighting on in the school holidays or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's that.
Oh,
line.
wow.
Yeah. And yeah,
that's amazing.
I've put a few shots in here that are just funny because they're like just traffic, like Animal Crossing shots. I've got tons of them, but like, elephants crossing.
Yeah.
Pumbaa crossing in front of this, which I thought was such a bizarre scene. Like this fancy new BMW that the family's driving through Kruger. And then,
I'm pretty sure that's an EV.
Probably.
You wouldn't want to run out of charge, would you?
Oh, not when this one elephant looked at us and then ran at us a little, even like it was by no means a close encounter, and I just about pooped my pants. It is terrifying. Yeah. So basically so you can self-drive through Kruger. You could just rent your own car and then take yourself around there. And I'm sure that's an amazing experience because of the freedom and you're sort of discovering things yourself. But the vehicles that we're in, like you can see here, they're high. We're seated up much higher. See how the driver in the front is low? That's the normal height of a car. That's a Hilux. And then we're seated up much higher. So even if there's a sighting, we could pull up to the side of a car and see over the top of it. And we quite often had to do that if we got there, a little bit later than other people. But we could still see. And that's one of the big benefits, I think, of being in one of these guided safari vehicles rather than doing your own sort of drive.
And there's no glass in the way. You've just got open. You can stick your camera at any time.
Exactly. A lot more freedom to move around with your camera. You can sort of semi-stand up to get a higher angle and things like that. Whereas some of these cars, the private cars, had people hanging out the windows, but they're not allowed to do that because it's quite dangerous to be hanging out the window when there's lions and
your food, aren't you?
Stuff. Yeah. We're running low on time. I'll quickly run through just a warp speed of just some of the other photos
cool.
that we got, just to give you a quick overview. So close-up shot of the lion.
Oh, I love that.
It was so much fun. So giraffes are so cool because they look like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Every time we saw animals, we were like, I drive away when it's like one of those things like the lion cubs, or the first time I saw the giraffes or whatever, I was always like doing the Jurassic Park theme song. Na, 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 na. Just like, because it just felt so similar to that.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the landscape looks like. Like there's this river running through the park. And so it goes from being sort of arid and dry and even rocky and hilly in some spots to, and I think way north of the park is completely different again. But then, there's these sort of really nice green, lush areas along the river full of hippos and all sorts of stuff. And bird just chilling. At least saw all these buffalo come cruising across the road. Zebra. There's birds on top of every animal.
Yeah.
Elephants. That's a moonrise taken from the fence of the park before we even got in one morning.
Yep.
So that would have been, well pre-sunrise. Pumbaa again. Buffalo and birds. Just the amount of wildlife that ends up in the one shot was insane.
Yeah.
Hornbill.
Oh, wow.
I took more photos of birds than I ever have in my life. I don't know if I'll end up taking photos of birds ever again, but,
Well, I mean, look at the bird. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. We stopped for a fair few of these.
Yeah.
Scenes like this were just like fairly regular. Like this giant eagle sitting in the top of a beautiful tree over a landscape. It was almost funny how often you would drive past something that looked this spectacular of a scene.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, really, really crazy. That's the first rhino that we saw,
Oh, wow.
which was pretty amazing. They're obviously a lot harder to see, quite endangered. So it was pretty special to come across one of them. I think that was a few days in. I can't remember. It's all a bit of a blur. Beautiful sunsets. Matt,
look at that.
Matt made sure we got in a spot where the sun would go lined up with a tree on the horizon. So he was sort of on top of that as the sun was dipping. Once we were sort of done with animals, he was like, "Quick, Martin, here." And then we're going around the corner and forwards, backwards. No, go down that side road. Nope. All right, back down here. All right, quick, stop there. And then you'd have it would drop past that tree in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It would go from being there to gone. It was pretty cool. There was a waterfall from our landscape day, which I won't go into, but we did have a day when we weren't in the park and we went cruising around looking at landscapes, which is pretty amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. Vultures, picking the bones, giraffes and birds just everywhere.
Oh, that's magic.
Yeah, a lot of the landscape looked like this as well, where it was just sort of really open, sparse. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful light too. I don't know what it is about there, but the light at sunrise and sunset was just epic. Sorry, too many giraffe shots. I really like the giraffes.
Don't apologize. They're amazing.
And then, back to the lion shots.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a ton more of we saw lions every day. It was, there was crazy. And there's I saw a cheetah eating an animal in a tree. Well, I'll bring them all up in future episodes. That was Matt spotlighting for us, trying to spot things. So we were spotlighting, right? And we stopped to take a photo of a light post or what was it? Like a power line track as the sun was just starting to brighten the sky up a little bit well before sunrise. And Matt spotted a chameleon, which would have been this 10 centimeters long or less on the side of on a bush on the side of the road. Chameleon blended into the bush. I couldn't even see it when he pointed it out, and he spotted it and we weren't looking for it. It's the first chameleon he's ever seen in Kruger.
Wow.
And it was that's how his eyes were working when we were driving around. He was spotting things well early of us most of the time. And the fact impressive. That he spotted that chameleon when we weren't looking for chameleons and he's never seen one before. And then when he pointed to it, I was like, what, that leaf? I think the photos on his Instagram. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yep.
And then he was so chuffed about that all day. Kept talking about the chameleon. He's like, I want to go back and find it so I can get a shot in the daylight, because he had to get a photo by this, just by light from that lantern. So
yep.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That was Martin. That's what he made it like a personal mission to find all these certain animals, and we only saw it was a leopard in a tree on the last afternoon, and that was our last chance to see one. And he'd been trying to find us one all week, and this is him after we saw the leopard. He was so happy.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I've taken up too much of this show's time.
No, it's all right. It's your show. You can do that. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, congratulations. That's so cool.
Oh, there's so many photos. I think I took there's a whole day of shooting that I think you'll be excited about, Greg, that from before we went on the tour from around Johannesburg and Soweto, which was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I'll bring them up in a future episode. And then, there's hundreds more shots that I got. But I don't know, one day I'll show some video, because I was shooting video first every time. So we'd roll up, I'd shoot video on the long lens. I'd often shoot video on the wide lens of like what was happening, and then shoot video on the long lens of the animal, and then take some photos. So my photo opportunities were a little bit less than everyone else. What Greg Carrick says, 1,000 a day.
Photos? You reckon?
Let me tell you. I'll tell you a few stats. 1,400, 2,000, 300 on the landscape day, 1,600, and then 1,500. So yeah, well over 1,000 a day, and I was shooting a lot of video too. And I never
that's
put
impressive.
my camera. I never put my camera into 30 frames a second or anything like that. I think I was shooting it most of the time. I was shooting it either 10 or 15 frames a second was enough for what I was doing. One of the guys in the truck had his set to 30 frames a second. And it just sounded so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And
hey, why not?
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
and yeah, most of the shots I took on the 100 to 500, you could easily get away with that lens and maybe a 24 to 105 or something like that, or a 24 to 70, and just take those two lenses, and you'd be totally happy. If your system doesn't have a 100 to 500, and you might need to take a 24 to 70 as well to cover that in between range. I know the other guys in the truck use their 24 to 70 heaps because they only could go back to 200. And you really needed that 100 mil was a good focal length for the closer animals, or the kind of scenes of giraffes and things like that. We want a bit more landscape. 100 mil was pretty good.
And were most people carrying two bodies?
Yeah, maybe not everyone, but almost everybody.
Yeah,
maybe there was one person that was only running one body, but yeah, two bodies means you can have your long telephoto and something a little bit wider. Like Matt had his 7200 and his 300 to 600. And everyone sort of had a combination of that. I obviously had two bodies because I was running. I often had my 16 to 28 on to shoot wide angle video in the truck because I was sitting right next to everybody. So that was kind of different. But yeah, pretty much everyone had two bodies, and then you rarely have to change lenses, which is good because of the dust. Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
And you want to have a backup too in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You don't want to go all that way and then end up with just, no camera. Just use your phone.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well,
that's very cool.
It was very cool. So
what
did I write down? Go with a guide. Go on a photo tour. If you're not sure who to go with Matt Crummins. We did 5 days in the park. You could probably get away with 4 or even 3, but anything like as you eliminate days, you eliminate the chance of seeing particular animals, because we had one day where we didn't see much at all. And so if you got a couple of days like that in a row and you only had 2 days, you sort of need that time to get enough opportunities.
Yeah.
We were lucky that we got a lot of opportunities, but you could definitely be unlucky too. So if you had 4 or 5 days, you've got a much better chance at seeing more stuff. What else did I write down?
That makes sense. Because it's stuff that you can't control necessarily.
They're just roaming. They're just living their life, and the guides try their best, and they all communicate. That's the other cool thing about the guides. They're on WhatsApp, and they'll send each other messages about what they've seen and where animals are moving. And then they even pull up all day. They pull up next to each other and chat, about what they've seen and where they're heading next and stuff like that. So that you sort of connected into that network.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. There's lots of animals, but there's also lots of driving with no animals. There'd be plenty of times where we drove for an hour and, didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And what else? I think that's about it.
Nice. Well, I'm sure we'll unpack more, as you're going through your images, and it'd be great to also, see some video, some of the video you captured for Matt when that's available. Sure. That's incredible. What an amazing experience, and good on you.
Thanks. It was good on you. I'm very lucky, very, very lucky to get that opportunity, and I certainly tried to make the most of it. Yeah. So I
bet you did. No, that's great. Wow, where to from there?
You want to blast through? You want to go through a few your images before we do?
Yeah, let's do
news?
that. Yeah, let's get some images happening.
See
Let's
what the
start
team's
off.
been sending in.
We've got Julie Powell
Oh yeah,
up first.
Da-da-da.
Julie's been
This
very
one?
busy. Yeah. Hi, Greg. I've been playing with some creative concepts of late. The power of black and white images and hands. No real faces, but just classic portraitures as such. Also, another with a candle glow. I love the creativity and liberation from classic portraits and tack sharp focus. The pearls telling a story in being gently held in chains, taking control, losing control, playing with split filters and simple LED lights and gels.
It's something I never would have thought of. Like such a creative way to play with sort of a style of portraiture inside.
Yeah.
You know, like just full control over the scene, but without having to have this huge set or
Yeah.
you know, space. You could do this in a very small space.
Yeah. And it's
That's
just
really
got this
cool.
timeless look to it, you know? Very cool.
Yeah, especially this one with the
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah,
sort
the
of over
contrast
each
is
other.
beautiful.
Yeah, and then just the beads of pearls just hanging down.
Yep.
Yeah. Greg Carrick says fashion noir.
It is.
Mm.
Lovely.
Impressive, Julie. Very cool and
Yeah.
great idea. Great sort of
Yeah.
way to spark some creativity for people that are, you know, you could sort of, yeah, as I said, you could do it anywhere. You don't need a lot of lighting equipment to do this. You could do it with constant lights or flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, small lights. You don't need huge soft boxes or anything for this style. That, you know,
Yeah.
harder is better, kind of. Yeah, great work.
Yeah. It's lovely. Up next, we have Phil Thompson.
Thompson. Are they in an order?
No, don't be silly.
Three
They're by
images.
person's name usually.
Got it. Oh, no. I meant his 3 images. Sorry.
Oh, I'm
they're
not
in an
sure.
order. Let's start with this one.
All right. So he's titled
No,
this
not
shot
that one.
in.
This one.
No?
Sorry.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm getting there.
I've titled it Shot in the Fog, and they were taken between 8:20 and 8:30 p.m. in the car park and surrounds of my local Armstrong Creek shopping centre a couple of weeks ago. After bidding farewell to David Skinner after an afternoon of photography together locally, I decided to make the most of the thick fog that had settled and went to the shopping centre. All was shot on the Pentax K1 Mark II with a Pentax 15-30, shutter speeds a quarter and an eighth, apertures ranging between f8 and 11, and ISO. Sorry, here comes a yawn. Sorry, folks. ISO all at 6400. Continue the great work and fostering this community of photographers. Cheers, Phil.
Wow.
I love
the symmetry of this.
Yeah, but also the blowout around the lighting.
Yeah.
Just with that, you just see that kind of that misty.
It's nature's mist filter.
It is.
That's
Yeah,
been
if
applied.
only Nissi could harness that.
Just a can of fog to carry around.
Can of fog. Yeah. Yeah, I really love that. It's got like a Jeffrey Smart vibe to it, this one.
Yeah, it's like it's so symmetrical, but then because the shadows are, you know, going to the left, and then you've got the Australia Post writing on one side.
Yeah.
And then the trees kind of balance it out on the other side. The trees above the height
it does
of
have good balance.
Yeah, digging it. Really digging it. And it's sort of like a bit of almost like a creepy humanoid robot vibe with the whatever that thing in the middle is.
That's a flock camera.
What?
I don't know. In America, they're all getting crazy about flock cameras. They're setting
know
up
what
in all
that
these
is.
different places. They're just cameras that observe people and track people's whereabouts. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds, awesome. Just what,
Yeah,
just
great,
what we
doesn't it?
need in our modern society.
More cameras.
More cameras.
More cameras. Amazing work, Phil, as always. Thank you so much for sending those through.
Yeah, great work with the I
love the shopping trolley one.
Greg Carrick says shopping trolleys in the wild is my favorite. It does look too like they're like, how did you get here? And why are there two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little dystopian.
Mm.
Okay.
Very cool.
John Ladder?
Speaking of Greg, no, Greg Carrick first.
Oh, sorry. Almost missed Greg.
Just one image. Covering events for the local paper could get repetitive real quick, so I was always looking for a new angle. This one was for a horse racing day at Hillsville, which has a small town track with no real attractions, unlike Yarra Glen, which attracts the big money. So there were no fashion in the fields or historical displays on offer. So I concentrated on the horses being horses while not being beaten to run fast. That's a fair call. It was mid-afternoon and the scene was backlit by the sun, which gave me some really nice lighting. Yeah, that's very cool. This was shot on a Nikon D5200 with a Tamron 18-270 at 250mm, 1/1000th, f6.3, ISO 450, and black and white in post.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
Yep. And just more proof that an all-in-one zoom can get great images. You know, like they're often criticized for not being as technically perfect as a dedicated, you know, something, whether it's a wide or a standard or a telephoto, you know, 2.8 or whatever. But when the subject is good, that stuff disappears.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't tell anyone. Yeah, and the framing is good, lighting's good, all that stuff. It's like whether it was a, you know, an all-in-one zoom on a crop Nikon or whether it's a Fujifilm with a prime lens it doesn't matter so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's how you tell the story.
Yep.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Very lovely. Let's just jump quickly to a couple of other news headlines. We'll get these out of the way and then we can forget about the news. What have we got?
Oh, no, I've been waiting for you to catch me up because I sort of lost track while I was away.
Did you?
Of the news.
Poor you. Jesus. Let's in Nikon news, they don't know whether this is a typo or an intentional leak. A Nikon Z70 camera was added to the Apple ProRes and ProRes RAW authorized products list. And I think it was since been taken down. But yeah, that appeared. And so that's created speculation over another Z mount camera.
The Z50, I've lost track of my Nikons too, but the Z5 is full frame. The Z50 is crop, I believe.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but the Z50 and the Z52 is crop, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So if the Z7 is full frame, is it possible that this is a higher spec crop sensor, APS-C version of something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What do they call it? DX format.
DX,
cropped on Nikon. Yeah, that's what the Z50 is. That's a crop.
Yeah, and it's a popular camera. So I wonder if this is going to be marketed as like a step up. Is it going to have, you know, faster or more video features or something, but still in that crop range, sort of their flagship crop essentially. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. In other camera news, Nikon has actually just also released firmware updates for the D6 and the D7 780, which are both DSLR cameras that are quite old. But yeah, they put out a firmware update for those two, which is always positive to see. What else we got? This one will tickle your fancy and Dennis's. Leica Q3 43 monochrome is in the works. It's coming this what is fall in America? Our spring.
Makes sense. Makes sense that they would. Yeah. So they did, Q3, and then they did Q3 43, and then they did Q3 monochrome, and then so it would make sense that they'll do this one, and then at some point they'll probably do a reporter edition, which I'll be like, ooh, I want that, but then I won't buy it because it's expensive. And then they'll do the Lenny Kravitz version, and then they'll do the Pope version, and then they'll bring out the Q4,
and then there'll be a new James Bond one, and it'll happen again. Yeah. It is interesting though. The Q3 is doing incredibly well. It's actually the top selling Leica camera. It sells better than their twice as much. What did they say? Twice as many camera sales with the Q series than they do with the M's at the moment.
Makes sense. Makes sense. The M's are a lot more expensive to get into.
Yep.
And then with the M's, you've got lenses to play with. So, you know, people probably tend to sort of hang on to their M10 or something and play with different lenses, you know, rather than constantly jumping to the latest body. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it also, just puts people, it's a completely different
It makes it accessible, for one. You know, you don't have to buy a $10,000 camera or a $12,000 camera and a $12,000 lens. You're just getting it all in one for 12 grand. You're getting amazing image quality, 60 megapixel sensor,
and autofocus. That's the
all-
other
yeah,
thing.
all
so
of-
like
yeah.
usability, it is a point and shoot possible camera, whereas an M requires some skill.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that it's that lower barrier to entry skill wise and price wise, and it takes great photos. So
Yeah.
did I
So,
tell you I
you
bought
know-
a flash trigger for mine?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I bought a Godux flash trigger. I'm really actually excited to try it for some dog photography.
Yeah. Okay.
And also I want to try it with some sports because it's got the leaf shutter. So I think I can sync it with full power at a high
Yeah, I
shutter
think you
speed.
can. You should be able to.
That's what I'm thinking. I might be able to do
Yeah.
a little bit of sports with the off-camera flash just for fun.
That'd be
like A
cool.
little bit of mountain biking or something just to play with. But it was
Yeah.
mainly to try some pet photography, some high res, because I noticed in the files I was shooting a lot at 28 mil anyway when I was using my 24 to 105 on the Canon. I was
Yeah,
hovering
okay.
around that 28 mil. It's a really
So-
sort of, yeah. So I was like, well, I could just use this for that and then maybe use a 50 mil on the Canon for the more portrait style stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress.
No, I think it's good. And look, you know, and we have spoken at length on these Monday night shows, especially about, you know, the rise of compacts and point and shoots and fixed lens cameras. And it always makes me wonder, you know, and I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day. Maybe it was Dennis, that, you know, it really puts the pressure on Fujifilm to step up their game with the X100.
Well, yes and no, because that X100 is still a pretty impressive camera for what
Yeah.
it does for the money, even though it has gotten way more expensive than it used to be. When you compare it to a Q3, it's a bargain. So
Oh, of course. But if Fujifilm are looking at what Ricoh GR are doing and what Leica are doing, they're each bringing out multiple variations of the same camera to fit different market niche segments. And I wonder whether Fujifilm will actually respond to that and, you know, bring out a monochrome camera or change, you know, bring out an X100 with a different lens, put a 35
gosh,
on it.
an X100 monochrome would sell like crazy
Yeah.
if it wasn't $5,000,
As long as it's under the $4,000 mark, it would do well.
3 something.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
it
It
would
has to have a
sell.
3 at the start. Yeah.
And by like crazy, I mean a good amount, not obviously nothing compared to their color version, but people would buy it for sure, especially if it looked slightly different too. Like if it had some sort of finish that was just slightly
Yeah.
distinctive
premium.
that you've
Yeah.
got a monochrome and that you're, you're cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
No more,
yeah.
no more X Pro 4 rumors. Greg Carrick's.
No. The only other rumor I saw of Fujifilm was that the XT6 would be delayed, but there's nothing to suggest that in reality.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. We'll see. And finally, just a couple of other quick bits of news I'll just get out of the way. Just announced there's a new DJI Mic Mini 2S product that's dropped.
I watched a review on that. That's pretty insane spec level for the price.
Such a
now.
tiny thing. And
It's
the size
tiny,
of it.
and yeah, it doesn't have the little touch screen and stuff on the unit that sits on your camera, but all the other specs look pretty good. It's like a 32-bit float internal recording and stuff, and I'm like, these are mostly just getting clipped onto people to do TikToks and stuff, and it's got some pretty high level features. You could definitely do very decent video stuff with that setup. That I don't know what they retail for, like $200 or $300 for a set.
Yeah, well, the DJI store, is this Australia? Yes, it is. $280 for a kit.
Oh wow! For the 2 mic and the receiver in the charging case kit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
cheap.
Yep.
That's so
Yeah,
cheap to be.
2 in the receiver, 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, charging case, $280.
And I could be wrong, but like their higher level, the Mic 3 or whatever, I'm pretty sure you can connect 4 mics to the 1 receiver too. And obviously then you're still going stereo into the camera. So you're not going to be able to adjust all the levels in post-production. It's just going to put them all through your stereo. But if you quickly want to have 4 people mic'd up, You could
Yeah,
do it
great
for
way to
like
do it.
for way under $500, which is insane compared to like the mucking around you would have had to do even just 5 years ago to do that. Like with no extra equipment, you just buy 2 extra transmitters and pair them up, and off you go. And as Dennis says here, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say that you can get one transmitter and one receiver for $150.
Yeah.
You can buy extra receivers for an extra $99.
Yep. Crazy.
Like, you know.
Yeah. And they'll pair up with any other, like my DJI Osmo 3 thing. Yeah. So it's pretty nuts. And as Dennis says, no lavs. You can't plug a lavalier mic into them, but they're not really for that because they're so tiny. They're not for hiding a mic in a professional or, production. They're for
YouTubers who like to attach their mic to weird shit, like a pair of kitchen tongs or something they found in the park.
The cool people just put them on the hat,
on
the brim of the hat.
Cool.
But they're Lucinda loves her DJIs. Yeah, I've still got the Mic 2, which is a wonderful set. And there's 2 things that I wish it had differently that they have fixed in the newer models. I wish the wind muffs could stay on when the case was closed. I have to take my wind muffs off and then I lose them, which is just dumb.
Just say wind muffs again. I love hearing you say
wind muffs. And then I wish they were smaller because they do kind of pull your t-shirt down and stuff like that. If I was buying now, I'd be pretty sure I would just go to the lower spec, that new DJI mic Mini 2, whatever it's called.
The 2S. Yeah.
The 2S. Gosh, the stuff's the DJI mic Mini 2S. Rather than getting their Mic 3, which is their sort of more professional level one.
Yeah.
Lucinda's cat died. Anyway.
Oh, what?
No, it's his dead cat, which is the wind muff. Yeah. So I was just kidding. I hope it's all right.
I didn't even know she had a cat. I do have a couple of lenses I want to show people. I might just talk about them very, very quickly. I won't unbox them now.
Oh, your lenses. Have you unboxed them already? What do you got?
No.
Tell us what happened.
All right. So I got this. This is the Laowa. This is for Fuji X mount. It is the Laowa 4.5 to 10 mil f2.8 CF zoom fisheye. Right. So that's 4.5. So it's about 7 to 15 mil.
Is it?
Yeah.
You won't be able to take a photo with that without getting yourself in it.
I know. I'm going to take it out and do street photography with it.
In the top of the frame, there'll be beard, and in the bottom of the frame, it'll be your Fujifilm shoes.
Yeah, my Converse.
Your Converse.
Yeah, fairly small. This is brand new. They've only just added these to with X mount, I think. They've been available for Nikon Z and all the other mob. But
wow, it's tiny too. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really little, and it's got this great. It's got this great lens cap. Like a bulbous lens cap. Sits on really nice. Yeah, it's tiny. It's beautifully built. Anyway, the other one I got was the new 180 millimeter f4.5 CA Dreamer Macro 1.5 times magnification with autofocus.
Oh, so what's the previous focal length you were doing macro at?
30.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun with that thing. Although trying to keep something in focus might be, because obviously that's manual focus, isn't it?
This one, it has manual focus for macro, but then I haven't worked this out yet. So Adam from Laowa, Adam Kopp, who handles all of Laowa in Australia, he shot these through to me. And I haven't worked this out yet. Oh, Jesus, that's nice. But this this macro lens is sweet. Like it's.
What's the button for on the side there?
I think it's a he told me this. So basically what it is, it's manual focus to a point, and then you click into a different mode and you can just use it like a portrait lens or a long lens. And it changes the minimum focal distance, I think. Like it's weird. I haven't worked it out yet.
Like I think we were talking about this on another show, like this mode on my Q3 where it goes from macro, and in the macro mode it's only got a limited focal range, and then the other mode it's got a more normal, so it'd be like that.
Just like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, much the same.
That's really cool.
So Yeah, so I mean, I've got macro stuff, so I'm going to do some macro photography with it. Oh, what's happening to my audio? But yeah, I'll take it out and do some street with it as well, both of them. Because why not?
I mean, you might get some complaints when you start shooting macro of street.
Yeah,
Just get people's eyes. Like,
nostrils.
Don't mind me. Lucinda says, speaking that fisheye is skate content. Here we come. You'll have to get very close,
super close.
You need to go and have a chat to a few of the best skaters, so that you don't end up with a pair of skateboard trucks in your brain.
Yeah,
and then you'll just have to go and lay underneath something and just let them try not to kill you.
It's a great little lens.
That's so
and it's
cool.
got these. It's got like the Leica, like these little lugs. That sort of your finger fits right in. Yeah, it's got an aperture ring as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's a 2.8. Is that right? Yeah, it's a 2.8. That's very cool.
Richard said, brings new meaning to Robert Capper's famous quote: "If your photos aren't good enough, you're not close enough." Yeah. I wonder if he was talking about the fisheye or the macro short. Maybe.
Oh,
both of
4.5. That's like toes and nose kind of material, isn't it? When you take a photo of that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Anyway, so I'll go out and I'll take some shots with it over the next week or two, and we'll talk about them on the show in the coming episodes.
Excellent.
Exciting. Some more photos.
Yes. Back to John Latimer. Apparently, David Skinner thought we'd frozen, but it was him. That's lucky. Imagine if we were just here, just thinking the show's going on, and they can't. Like we're just chatting, nothing's happening. Yeah. No one's watching. We're just frozen. Yep. That's the sort of thing that would happen on our podcast.
It is, and we would just take it in our stride. John Latimer. Right. Hey everyone, hope all is well. Small series of photos. This week I spotted a pair of wedge-tailed eagles. So happy to see in the wild and encountered it reasonably close. As I left, I realized that they were following me. Thought it was my charm. But them following me slowly turned into swooping and them standing their ground very aggressively on the ground, ready to defend their territory. Wow. Turns out the way I left them was more towards their nest with two newborns in the nest. Mum and Dad settled down. I quickly got a few shots and moved on quick. I'm okay with getting swooped by a magpie, but when it's the size of a small child with talons, not as much.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that is very terrifying. These were shot with a Sony A7R III with a 200 to 600, shot at around 500 mil, ISO 1250, and shutter 1/500th.
That would be a great setup to take to Africa there, John.
It would.
Perfect little Africa setup. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, that's no wonder they were angry.
Yeah.
Like, get away from my baby.
Look at that. That's amazing.
That's so cool. So to complete it's so cool that you got a shot of the nest to complete the story, because otherwise, if you were just sort of like, yeah, this bird was swooping me. But to have this, that's so good.
It makes it a good series. It makes it a complete story.
Yeah.
And it completes John's experience, of seeing this behavior.
Yes. My only suggestion would be, and I'm sure you did it, which is why, and then you've only sent 3 photos in, because we probably say all the time, like, make sure you don't send too many photos in. But my suggestion would be, based on this set, rather than 2 images that are a similar size framing of the eagle, the third image, if it showed us a little bit more context of what the scene was like a little bit more tree, a wider shot of the situation, maybe, I don't know whether like either a wider shot of where the nest was, if there was a shot where the nest and the eagles were in the same frame, that might have been not possible, but if that was possible, that would have been a really cool third shot to kind of complete in my mind, so I had a better idea of like what you were looking at in this moment.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Epic photos.
But I also love how you've gone on one safari and all of a sudden you're a freaking expert. Well, in my opinion, John,
what can I say? As an experienced wildlife photographer that spent a couple of days shooting a handful of birds one time and most of them were out of focus, here's what I would have done.
Yeah. Nice.
No. Because I think it's really in my head at the moment, because I was paranoid about shooting the video for Matt, about making sure that he had, if for anything that he wanted to kind of pull together, that he had options to show people the broader scene, a mid scene, and then a tight shot of the animal, and then you can piece together what it felt like to be there a little bit more than if you just have that close-up shot of the animal. So it's probably just like drummed into my head. So yeah. But yeah, lol, wildlife expert. Yeah, I don't even know what sort of bird that is, but I think you should have done this.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh yeah.
Oh, John's going.
Dennis,
So Dennis,
that's a simpler way of saying it.
Wide, mid, tight, rinse, repeat.
Wide, mid, tight, rinse, repeat. Yep. Yep. Do that.
It's a good way to remember it.
It is.
Very cool. Speaking of Dennis, he's just sold out his workshops for the weekend before BFOP in Melbourne at Jason Lau's Fabric Studio, and I have a seat.
You're going, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I was so keen, and then I saw a post that said that he'd reshuffled things, so there was one spot for each of them. But I just know what it was like in the lead up to BFOP last year, and I don't think I should. I think I need that weekend to prepare. So I decided against it. But I was very tempted. But it's mainly because it's in Melbourne, so it would probably be like it's a full day, potentially a night, but at least a full day. And I was like, I shouldn't. I won't. Yeah. You're going, so you'll be able to tell me what happened.
Yeah, I might. But the I've actually got a ticket. If anyone wants my ticket to Sony Scene, that's on the same Sunday, the 3rd of October. If anyone wants my ticket, just let me know, because I won't be using it because I've got a much better ticket. Some light painting with Dennis in a studio with Jason Lau and an amazing motorbike. He's already sourced a cool bike. I'm not making this easier for you, are I, MIJ?
I'll just maybe can you just live stream it so I can watch it?
Yeah,
from Bendigo.
Of course,
take your podcast set up there and just don't tell Dennis, but just turn the live stream on.
Yeah,
I'll be like, why is that red light flashing? Oh, no reason. No. Never mind. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. It's Fujifilm thing. All right, let's move on to David Skinner. He's got 6 images.
Where are we? Here.
Hopefully. My chair.
Do you really? Are you okay? Oh, you really did. Are you all right? Hang on. He's down. Greg, come in. Are you there? There he is. Are you okay? He can't hear us. Oh dear. Are you all right? Put your headphones on.
Woo!
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I leaned over to pick up the Lauer lens box that I dropped, and the chair rolled out from under me because it's not my normal chair.
I missed that. I was getting the image ready. I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
No,
and then
don't go back.
I'll probably have to
go back.
Shall I clip it? We haven't made a clip for a while. Should I make that?
I don't know what happened.
I can't believe. I'm glad. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you land on a lens?
No, I was more worried I was going to drop the lens.
They're durable.
We're good. Mm-hmm. What a day.
What a day. That was crazy. I thought you were joking. And then
I really fell off my chair. It rolled out. The wheels rolled out from under me.
Yeah, we need Tweak wants an instant replay. I don't think we have that. I'll work on that.
All right. That'll be the first thing that'll go up first thing in the morning.
Oh, gosh. Slow-mo.
All right. I'm back. I'm sorry.
You're back.
David Skinner. Good evening, team. A recent trip to Phillip Island with the East Gippsland Camera Club for the Gippsland Camera Club's exhibition, all taken with the Nikon Z7 Mark II and the Nikon 24-120 or a Tamron 70-300, various focal lengths. Cheers, David. Oh, I like the pano.
I like this. Stupid seagulls.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's great because see the wave on the cup?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like what are the chances that the cup would have a beach image on it?
Yeah.
That's very cool. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
What a great set.
Yeah, nice spot too. Where did you say it was? East Gippsland? Phillip Island.
Yeah, Phillip
I haven't
Island.
been there for ages.
So like a bit of a seascape.
Yeah.
Closer up
Bit
of the
of
rocks.
detail.
And this, yeah, I really do. I really dig that.
That's a fun series. For sure.
And then
But this,
yeah,
I love
cool
this.
pano.
Yeah.
So calm.
Yep.
And then a little bit of human. Kind of human looking like a bird.
Yeah.
You know, like a ibis or something.
Yeah.
And then a macro, a little bit of a detail.
That's really cool. That's a great series. You know,
Nice.
Afternoon by the beach.
Wide, mid, tight, rinse, repeat. Good job.
Yep. Well done.
Taking
All right,
Dennis's advice immediately.
Chris Nielsen's up next. I'll start reading. Evening, Greg, Justin, and co. I found a place with a nice view of Auckland City this weekend and shot this, my first ever attempt at a long exposure panorama. It's 5 30-second shots stitched in Lightroom, and I'm really happy that it stitched it without any errors, even though it was a long exposure. This was shot with my trusty D500 and 16-80 and my high-tech tripod stabilizer, which was a bag of rocks. I promise I'm upgrading my camera soon, so you won't have to hear about my D500 all the time. Cheers, Chris. No, don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't worry about your D500. You could have told me this was taken on the Fujifilm GFX 100, and I would have gone, oh, I need one of those. This looks great.
Doesn't it?
I'm just going to, this
very
won't mess with
clean.
you. I'm just going to make it way bigger on my screen. Wow.
Can we zoom in on a detail here for us?
I don't know how big he sent it through, but let's have a look. Pretty big.
Yeah, that's really cool. Lots of
great
sharp
work.
lines. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
What a nice frame, like the framing, just having that tower offset on one side and then just the way that it kind of builds to a hump in the middle and then back down again.
Yeah.
It's really nice shot. I love it. Whoops. And then my computer plays up and we're back to the, oh, there we go. Back to the misty. I wish it had gone to the two trolleys. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. Great work. Don't you worry about your D500 at all. Yeah, no, don't apologize for it ever. Dennis grew up about 5 degrees to the right of that frame.
Oh, wow.
Very oddly specific.
Yeah.
Nice. If only you'd taken one more shot to stitch in the pano, you might have got Dennis's old place of residence. Yeah.
Yeah. Great shot.
That's it. Rick Nelson says almost looks like a histogram.
Yeah, it does a bit. I was thinking like a sound wave. You know how sound waves have
Yeah. And then it's got that one spike there. Yeah. And love the black and white.
That's the crescendo. I don't know what to say. Wide, mid, tight, rinse, repeat. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, we should get that made. Dennis says about a 10-minute walk to the marina at the bottom right. That's a huge smile on my face. Thanks, mate.
Nice work.
Very cool.
Good job, Chris. Up next, David Leporati.
The one and only.
3 images. Hi, Justin, Greg, and everyone. This week's images are a shift to the opposite end of the color spectrum from my normal infrared work into the ultraviolet or UV, also known as blacklight. These images are ultraviolet fluorescence photography, UV IVF, shot at 365 nanometers. Image 1 is visible light and UV at 365 nanometers of a small spider on a lavender flower.
Oh, it's so using both, a blend of both. That's cool. I was trying to work out, I hadn't actually read what is written. I was just trying to look at it and work it out.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Oh, wow.
This is image 2.
Image 2 is close-up of the small spider on a lavender flower in ultraviolet. That looks crazy.
Nuts. It is Disco Spider.
It is a Disco Spider.
It's Disco Spider. Wow.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's otherworldly. Yeah, it looks like we're in Avatar or something.
Yeah, it does. Otherworldly is the right word for it. And number 3 is a cropped image and a full image capture of image 2.
Ah, I see.
Of course it is. All images were taken with a Fujifilm X-T5 and a 16 to 80 f4 lens set at 60 millimeters. Exposures were visible light LED visible light LED torch f11 at 0.4 of a second, ISO 200. A UV 365 nanometer lighting LED 30 watt torch, f11 at 8.8 of a second, ISO 200. Oh, it's so technical.
Yeah. Well, as Dennis said, this dude is a mad scientist.
He's a mad scientist.
And I know
the
Fujifilm dedicate all their budget to either like hipster street photographers like Greg, or sending Matt Crummins to the Daintree to film a wildlife video with the GFX. But this could be a new angle for them.
This could be
Sponsored David
scientific
Liperati.
photography. Yeah.
Oh, just getting thinking different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it says here that he goes on to say the 365 nanometer UV light is not visible to the human eye or a normal camera, but the UV light reflects fluoresces off subjects, which is what we can see and capture. The UV LED torch has a black filter in front, which only passes the light at that 365 nanometers. There's a note here, a safety warning. UV block safety glasses must be always worn when using these UV light sources, as the eye damage can be caused. They produce high levels of UV compared to normal daylight exposure. Cheers, cheers, David Liperati. Cheers. Don't burn your eyes out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mad scientist for sure. Like, I'm thinking of like Robin Williams in Flubber kind of vibe.
I was thinking, what's the Australian one?
Young Einstein.
Yes, yes, with Yahoo Serious.
Gosh, that was a good movie. I bet if we watched it, garbage, man. But anyway,
probably, yeah. I don't know if I want to ruin it, but I have fond memories from when I was.
I listened to the soundtrack. I still listen to the soundtrack. It's Hoodoo Gurus, like.
Yeah. Greg Carrick's called it. He'd be wearing steampunk glasses, like round, like with tufts,
smoke coming out of it. All right. Well done, as always, David. Thank you for continuing our education.
Yes.
It's inspiring. It really is. Up next, we've got Jamie Vandenbrink, Tweak Productions. Justin, Greg, and the Camera Life group. Oh, we've got groupies. Here are a couple of landscapes from my trip to Laurieton in New South Wales. This is Charles Ryder Point at Camden Head. Landscape is not my go-to genre, but love giving everything a crack. Pretty happy with how these turned out. Well, yeah, you should be. That looks stunning. Photo 1, looking south to North Brother Mountain over Dunbogan Beach. Photo 2 is looking north to the cliffs. Literally took these photos a few meters from each other. It was pretty windy, but it made for awesome waves. Any critique and feedback from the talented landscapers in the chat would be more than welcome. Always want to improve. In terms of settings, this was shot with a Canon R5 Mark II with a 24 to 105. L lens f4 with a HIDA, H-A-I-D-A, CPL variable ND. The cliff shot was at 0.8, f18 and ISO 0.8 of a second. What did I say? F18 ISO 250. The beach was 2-second shutter speed, F18 ISO 100. Thanks again for a safe space to share our passion. Kind regards, Jamie. Thanks, Jamie. These are gorgeous. I love the strength of colors and the contrast and the rocks and the water.
Yeah, good work with the CPL and the ND to be able to slow everything down.
But also
I'm not
boost contrast a bit.
Yeah, I'm not a landscape photographer, so I can't provide good feedback on the. I'm mainly thinking about the length. The shutter length is probably a variable here that could have been played with. I'd be interested to know if you experimented with different lengths to see. Because you could obviously smooth this out further, if possible, if your ND was able to go any stronger so that you could bring it down further and see if you could smooth the water out more, or go the other way, particularly on this shot, and see what it looks like, because you've got some waves crashing back there. Like, what did that look like with a faster shutter? Probably not as good, but I don't know. I always experiment with it because I don't do a lot of landscape. So I kind of, when I do try it, I just try different stuff to see what it looks like. Whereas I think experienced landscape photographers can probably pre-visualize what they're trying to do before they even, start shooting. Whereas I just kind of just try a whole heap of different lengths and see what works. But yeah, great work. I love that. Like trying a vertical here as well, because of the way that you've got the cliffs and the rocks in the foreground and stuff. A vertical works really well.
Yeah. And some really nice comments in the chat. Rodney said, neat composition. David Skinner, very good, Jamie. And then Rodney again, I like what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And then he followed up with, took a bunch of different shutters and these were my favorites.
Nice work. That's exactly how I usually do it.
Yeah.
Just keep trying. They're like, yep, I like that one. Great work.
Indeed. All right, batter up, Nev Clark.
Oof.
Yeah, he sent me this one the other day. That is a dang shot. Sometimes in life, you just happen to be in the right place at the right time. This was not a planned shoot. I was driving to Perth, which is a 5-hour drive in Western Australia, and I stopped for a coffee and I happened to have my Q3 in the front seat. Good man, always do, which is where it lives when I travel. This is Mount Barker in Western Australia, shot on the Leica Q3 43, ISO 100, f9, 1/500th of a second.
Nice. Very nice. Good use of that 43.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice compression.
Did you also have the regular Q3 on the front seat? Like, do you have them both ready to go? I know you've got both. Or do you prefer the 43 as your, like, passenger seat ready to go camera? Very interesting. Dennis Smith leans into the screen. Great exposure control. Yeah. That's what I was looking at too. I think I leaned forward too, because you just sort of want to see like how the highlights have been handled in such a strong scene like that. Anytime you're pointing towards the sun, it's really, really tough to not just have everything just get blasted. And it's been really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very cool.
Nice work, Neville.
Oh, Tweak Production says, I'm a chick, by the way. Jim messed that up last week too. Don't worry, I'm used to it. I can't, was it me or Greg? I don't even know.
I don't know, sorry.
Well, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, this is why we need to have a gender reveal party for every person that watches the podcast. I want to see pink and blue balloons and everything else blowing up all over the place.
Let's just do a full episode with balloons.
Yeah, more balloons. David Mascara is up next. One image. Hi, guys. This is Mickey. Jay. Okay, there's Mickey. I met him years ago in a town called Paso Robles, about 3.5 hours south of San Francisco. He was a homeless veteran that lived behind a liquor store my aunt has owned since 1998. He came with the store, as my aunt put it. Someone working for Veteran Affairs approached her one day asking if she knew of any veterans on the streets. She introduced him to Mickey. He eventually got living assistance from the VA, but sadly died of throat cancer shortly after. Apparently, he was well liked by everyone in the community, and my aunt even has this portrait and a small tribute to him in her store. This was taken back in my D810 days. Once again, like the photo of Preacher, I'm glad I took this photo. Take care, guys. What a lovely story.
Cracking
beautiful
shot too.
Photo. Yeah, just
it's just really well framed with that, like just clipping into the top of the hairline because the hair frames the face, that awesome beard, and
but just the look in the eyes and the weather beaten face, like just there's so much going on there.
Yeah, epic hair and facial hair.
Yeah,
that man's what a
amazing
character. And what a shot, David. Great work taking the image, like doing it.
Yeah, and choosing that moment
Yeah,
with that look. Yeah, really powerful,
timeless.
beautiful. Up next is the prolific Mr. Smith.
Dennis, hold on 1 second. Let me just cue him up. Yeah, lots of nice comments there too about David's image. Everyone's keen. All right, Dennis Smith.
Dennis Smith. Hi, legends. Here is a cool thing. I'm going to use very few words. Please, if the images numbers are high, you can pass. No, we're not going to pass. We're going to look at them. We did last minute shoot at the track on this trip. Made lots of portraits to get used to the light at the track. Wide shot for context. We had 2 high-res cameras up on the picker, so like a cherry picker, and there's a behind-the-scenes shot included. We had a large screen on set so that the client and visitors could see these shots were a single exposure. It was stupidly hot every night. Oh, this would have been in Dubai.
I think I remember seeing like when this was this only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it was in Dubai. Was this in Dubai, Dan?
Or
Like
was
18
this an
months ago?
earlier
maybe?
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Where was
just
it? It was stupidly hot every night, and we started when the sun went down and stopped when the sun came up. It was wild. Process: light the entire car by hand, light the person by hand, and then add the blade, which is the color swirly bits. Jeddah. It was in Jeddah, he said.
Jeddah.
And there's also a behind the scenes video, but I don't think he included it with this batch. We'll have to have a look at that another day. Or you can go to
School of Light on YouTube.
Yeah.
It'll be there for sure. What it's called, I don't know. I would guess maybe Wild F1 Light Painting in Jeddah. Try Googling that.
Yeah.
Or Dennis Smith F1 Light Painting. Or I don't know. Surely it'll be there. But it'll be on School of Light. I'm positive.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, it's on his YouTube channel, School of Light.
Look at what a good. This is a great photo.
Yeah,
you can tell how dark it is by just that screen grab graininess, digital noise. That's awesome. Can't believe you had a cherry picker.
No, I can.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Oh, Julie Powell's off to bed, everyone. No, Julie.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping on.
We're close to it. This puppy's been waking me up at 4 a.m. So it was 3:50 this morning. Poor me.
Poor you.
Yeah, it's not easy being me.
With a puppy in your face. All right, up next is Maya Hall. Hey, Justin, Greg, and Camera Life viewers. Welcome back, Justin. We are looking forward to hearing about and seeing evidence. Oh, they want evidence, Jay, of your adventures. I haven't been on safari in Africa, but John and I did visit Luna Park recently. That's close. Depends on what time of day you go. I find trying to capture the rides a good test of reflexes, thinking quickly, looking as inconspicuous as possible so people don't get the wrong idea. I struggle with editing, but this didn't need much. Look at that.
The fact that there's only one, there's one person is what makes me love this shot.
Hang on, is that John Hall? Did she send John up there so she could get this photo? This was shot on Nikon Z6 Mark III with 120 mil with the Nikon Z24 to 120, f8 1/4000th, just to freeze it perfectly, and ISO 6400. Kind regards, Maya Hall.
Yeah, just
cracking shot.
One person there. It's just I don't know. It's
the leg spread.
In my mind, because it's been framed the way it is, this is like an empty ride. The whole ride's empty and he's just on there by himself. Like either he's been led into the park alone or something, or to end of the world and he's fired this machine up himself because he wanted to go on a ride. There's all these stories that you can make up about why he's on this thing just alone by himself.
And I love the cropping, the square crop in tight. Mm-hmm. Really accentuates the curves, and it also helps you to see the V in his legs as well as the V in the structure behind.
Yeah, really cool choice of everything in that shot.
Maya said that there were a few groups, but I missed the feet. It was not empty. Yeah, well done.
I think this is a great shot, a great choice. Yeah, really, really cool.
Nice. And then up next we had John Hall.
John Hall. Before we do, Jim just sent me a photo. So I forgot to tell you, I had a busy weekend. I had a shoot with Jim on the weekend.
Was that for the wedding?
Yeah, so he was shooting a wedding and I was shooting for the wedding venue, doing marketing images for the wedding venue.
That's
right. So hang on, will this focus? It's not gonna. It's too bright. Why did it do that? Oh, it's because the light. You turn the brightness down, but because the light's pointing on it, it thinks it's really bright outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got in the photo booth.
Oh, nice.
It's auto making it brighter because the stupid. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he just sent that through. He must be editing the photos. That's funny.
Cool.
He said he's threatening to put it on social media and be like, "We're back. Justin's doing weddings again."
Rope you back into it.
Rope me back into it. All right. Sorry. Philip Johnson.
No, Philip Johnson next. Sorry, not John. John's Phillip. Last. Let's do Philip. Single image. Greetings, Greg and Justin. Living in the Blue Mountains on the edge of the World Heritage Area. Why don't you rub it in, Philip? Honestly, our location is subject to all weather conditions, including snow and fog. Philip has been posting his local weather forecast every morning. And I've been taking great delight at seeing how cold it actually gets up there. It's amazing. This image was captured at Govetts Leap Lookout. For trivia, the leap is Scottish for waterfall. The lookout has a view to die for. Looking down on the Gross Valley, I can sit at this view for ages as the light travels through the valley. In this image, there was a wonderful fog in the valley and climbing the cliffs almost alive. Oh, yeah. Like it's sweeping up. Shot with an A7 IV with Sony. There's that shopping trolley.
Yeah, Sony. It keeps going back to the shopping trolley.
A Sony 70-200 2.8 Mark II. Processed in Photoshop and Topaz. Yeah,
Philip, you get to see some beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah. And I'm glad that you photograph it to show us.
Yeah.
Because that's just, I need to get up to that area and explore. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for constantly sending in different captures from your area that all have different feels, and some of them are tree bark, and then some of the most widest grand vistas and stitched panos and things. Yeah. And it's nice seeing it from a local's eye. Exactly.
You know, I think that says a lot about an image, about your knowledge of it and your connection with that place. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful, beautiful photo, mate.
Epic.
Lucky last. It's John Hall.
Where is John Hall? There.
One image. Hi, Justin, Greg, and everyone. Welcome back, Justin. Nothing as exotic as African safaris happening here, but we did go for a walk around Luna Park and Milsons Point after work a couple of Fridays ago. Luna Park is an interesting place to photograph once the sun goes down, especially in winter, as there aren't as many people around. An added bonus is most of the children are left, so an old bloke wandering around with the camera doesn't look as creepy. I thought this image of a lone figure standing outside the cafe and the helter-skelter sitting empty with half its lights not working nicely summed up the air of faded grandeur. The place has definitely seen better days. This was shot with the Nikon Z6 III, a 24-120 f4s at 30mm, f5 1/50th of a second ISO 200, and a 1/8 black mist filter. Well done, nicely used. This is when you use a black mist filter. You get those nice light blooms.
Yes, I've never tried one. I am gonna buy a Nissi kit mainly for the variable NDs and CPLs. I use my circular polarizer a lot in Africa, actually. So I need to get I need to get a proper like one that's faster to attach and detach. And they do have like the black mist and all that sort of stuff for those, but I've never really used one. So
I've got a Nissi Black Mist for one of my Fuji primes. I think it's for the 23. It's only like, it's tiny. It's like either a 39 or a 49 mil filter thread. Not like what you'd be using.
Well, that's the thing. I need one for my 67s and then one for my 77s. But luckily, even though my kit is quite substantial now compared to what it used to be, they're all consistent. I've got two sizes I need really. So, But yeah, this is a great shot.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and it's very like, seen better
The dreamscapey.
days.
Yeah, but it's also a bit dreamscapey. Like it's almost like this derelict park is suddenly lit up. You know?
Yep. Yeah, like you wandered in there and then the lights turned on.
Yeah, and the Carney
like,
music plays and all of that starts happening. It's like there's a surrealism to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucinda loves a good black mist.
Yeah. I need two of those. I need two of those Nissi kits. It is a bit California, Rodney. You're right. It's got a bit of that vibe. I went to what's the one, the Venice Beach one or whatever, and those boardwalks. There's smaller boardwalks. I went to the Santa Cruz boardwalk, which is much smaller than like Venice Beach, but it's got this exact same vibe. Most of the lights worked though, so there's that. Yeah, I need to get some of those Nissi filter sets, but they're so expensive.
How much is like do you mean like the Jet Mag?
Yeah, the Jet Mag ones, but they're like $5.99, and that just gets you basically a VND and CPL and the attachment stuff for one. For the like, I'll need two sizes of them as well. So I'm like, spend over $1,000 on filters. I don't know if I could handle that, especially not at the moment.
Well, it depends what you're using them for and what you're going to use them for.
Well, I would use them a lot for video. So they will get used for
that's true.
Commercial paying jobs. They're not just for like funsies.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money. Maybe if maybe Nissi could sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, we can say some nice words about Nissi if they send you some.
We get a handful of viewers on most shows. And we promise we'll only forget to mention you as a sponsor every now and then.
Yeah.
We won't forget
mostly
every
at the
episode.
end. Yeah. No, not every episode. No. Although, it's BFOP in 2 months. You can just hold your horses. They might have a good deal.
I might win one.
You might win one.
They give away so much stuff there.
They do. Yeah.
Oh, hey Tristan. What's up? Good to see you.
Hey, g'day. Welcome to the party,
everyone. Are we? Is that pretty much the show? Are we done? That's all the
images? We've covered all the news. I think.
Yours. Yours.
Oh, mine. We didn't.
Don't forget
mine,
you.
Did we?
Do you want to have a quick look?
Yeah. Let's bring up. Let's bring up a few slides. So, two things happened for me on the weekend, which both were amazing. The first one was on the Friday morning. I joined Craig Wetchen for his photography walks for wellbeing. Great turnout. I'm just amazingly interesting photographers. And Craig set this crazy challenge. He sets a challenge every time. He does this once a month. I think it's the first Friday of every month. First Friday, would it be? Yeah, it would have been the first Friday of August. And he'll set a challenge. He'll just give you a theme. But this time the theme was the 5 senses. You had to somehow photograph the 5 senses.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Isn't it? Yeah, but it's clever, right?
It really is clever, but tricky.
And I got 4 of the 5. I didn't get smell. I got the others, and I haven't put them all in this series. This is just some of the images that I really liked. But then afterwards, and I was leaving, this beautiful light fell on Southern Cross because that's where we all met. The light there was just gorgeous all morning, and this was shot with my X70. But yeah, really happy with this shot.
Yeah,
and
just awesome.
Just a bunch of.
And this is still X70?
No, the rest of these are the What did I take? XE5 with the, I think I had the 27 2.8. I don't think I put the 1.4 on. So yeah, just a 40 mil equivalent. But just the light was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
this is one of my favorite shots.
I like that one. Is there no one else in it? Like, is that?
No, it's just him.
Just him. Like the whole way back is empty.
Yeah, that's but cool. I just love all the lines that lead into that center point, all the shadow lines, the framework of the building, the frames of the window, shadows across the floor. They all kind of spider in like a web into that middle bit. That guy's just sitting there sucking on a yogurt thing.
On a yogurt thing.
Like a protein pouch or something. I don't know.
It's funny because I didn't zoom in, and the size that I've got on the screen is about the same size that's coming up on YouTube. I usually do that so I have a better idea of what you guys are seeing.
Yeah.
But I just assumed because it was Melbourne that it was a coffee. I was like, he would obviously be drinking some sort of really nice coffee if he's in Melbourne.
Well, he should be. But he's probably from out of town, so. And then this was one that I took on my photo workshop. I was showing the guys, how to use light traps. So this was in the laneway that runs from Bourke Street Mall down beside the new Mecca building, or the renovated Mecca building, and they've created this new laneway that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's got beautiful light that falls in it, and it's a really nice thoroughfare. And so you get people that kind of come out of the shadow into these light traps, and I was showing the guys how to predict where the hero of your shot's going to be by working out where the light is, and you want them to fall into the light. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
Are these the same sort of light traps that Ray and Egon used in Ghostbusters?
Similar in theory, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. But maybe not in practice.
Okay. I like that. I like that. It's good terminology in your mind because we know how to see that. Once you've learned how to see it, you know it. But giving it a name makes it very descriptive about you're looking for this point location in the frame that's going to be like the spot.
Yeah.
And calling it a light trap is almost, it sort of gives it this like, all right, we've got to try and get them into the light trap. We've got to get them as they pass through it. And there's this moment when it's going to work, and then before and after it probably won't work. This is the spot.
It's a fraction of a second. That slither of light was quite fine. But yeah, and like probably at least 75% of my street photography is about finding the light, building the composition, waiting for the hero to show up. I don't go chasing the subject. I look for the light first, and then let the rest fall into it. So yeah, just some.
Oh, I like that last one too.
Yeah, I was happy with that one.
Oh, the phones and stuff. I don't know. Most of the time, I would really try and avoid having people on their phone, but in this particular one, because of the subject in the background, it really, I think, kind of works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You must find that all the time, that like you're looking for a hero and you don't really want them to be on their phone.
Yeah,
unless it works.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, sometimes you'll walk into a scene and everybody is standing still and they're on their phone, particularly at train platforms and things like that, bus stops, tram stops.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone's just parked. They've just locked themselves into their phone and they lose complete track of what's going on around them. And that can work for street photography, in that they're not at all interested in you, and what you're doing. But yeah, it can be frustrating. But sometimes it can work and be a really nice narrative. You've got a bunch of people facing one direction, all staring at their phones, and you've got someone walking from the other direction with headphones on, head held high, and a smile on their face. Like, that can be a really powerful story.
And that's why this one works, because of the bike, the guy with the bike in the background, head up, smiling, looking straight forward in the light. And this one, it's got a good juxtaposition to be,
nice.
To use a large word.
It's a large word.
We do have one more. Paul, I forgot. So Paul emailed last minute, slid in
I did too.
Indiana Jones, and I've got it here. So then we'll cap the show off with this.
Let's cap
Paul Paul says, "Hi, Justin and Greg. Whoops, a bit late. Sorry. This is from a photo workshop run by Darren Harbour on behalf of the Imperial War Museum at Duxford in the UK. Epic
Wow.
place with real working World War II aircraft. And in this case, we had reenactors dressed up in 1940s gear. Back during the Battle of Britain, the air crew were flying many times a day under immense stress and danger, and they're absolutely exhausted. Perhaps this portrait captures some of that. R5, 24-105 at f7.1, 39 mil, 1/160th of a second. Cheers, Paul." Yeah,
It's amazing.
very classic. Very like, I can't believe they do that with all like dressing everyone up, and
Yeah, that's cool.
that's awesome. How fun. But yeah, oh gosh, it's done it again. Where is it? No.
Oh, way to ruin a moment.
I'm gonna have to go back away from Phoenix Slides. I said it was so great, but it's just been doing weird stuff. Anyway, here we go. We're back. Yeah, I love it. I love that they organize this as a thing that people can attend and take photos and have a dressed up reenactor there. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But yeah,
It's
great
like
work with the grain and the
The
treatment.
ultimate cosplay.
Yeah, yeah, it's a kind of full plane. Like, here's my costume. I brought a plane. Yeah, epic work. Thanks for
Well
sending
done,
it
mate.
in.
Love it. Very cool.
Yeah. Tweak thought it was a vintage portrait. Legit.
Yeah. It's timeless. It really is.
Mhm.
I mean, it's obviously set in a time, but you can't tell when it was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice work, Paul, as always.
It's a
Very
banger.
nice. It is a banger. Lots of bangers tonight. So just for the folks that are watching and listening along, let's just recap the expectations moving, well, not the expectations, but what we're going to try moving forward
It's very
with the
professional.
images.
This is what I
Jay, do
expect
you
of
wanna-
you.
Yes, everyone take note, please. Jay, do you want to just recap the highlights of what we're going to try moving forward?
The Your
'Cause I forgot
Images
what you
section.
said. Yeah.
Yes, if you'd like to send in images, please
I think I hit
email
my
them
head when I
to
fell over. Sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
email your images to thecameraLife@luckystraps.com.au. That's thecameraLife@luckystraps.com.au. Send them in. Give us 100 words or less about your photo. Send in one image. We will allow you to have 2 images if they're some sort of thing, some sort of question, black and white or color, this crop or that crop. Should I choose this angle or that angle? Something like that. If you have a set of images, a good, concise thing that you've worked on from a series or something, try and cull them down to the best of the best that you've got and send them in as a set. But we can probably only bring up 1 or 2 sets a week, we think. So maybe Greg and I will have to trim down what we've been showing. I don't know. I like
maybe.
showing sets though. I'm more of a set person.
You are
I'll
a
just
set
have
person,
to
yeah.
go faster. Anyway, that's what we're thinking, because we want to be able to make sure that this show can grow and that more and more people can send in their images, new viewers can send in their images, and that we don't run out of time. So that's the plan. But if you have any ideas for us, let us know. Email us, thecameraLife@luckystraps.com.au. Speaking of Lucky Straps, if you need a camera strap, check ours out at luckystraps.com. They're beautiful, leather, comfortable, quick release, anti-theft, cut resistant, load tested to over 50 kilos, which is much heavier than a 600 5.6 lens. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else?
Don't forget, guys, that we do this twice a week. Every Thursday morning at 9 a.m, we have a special live show where we interview amazing photographers from Australia and around the world. Last week, we had a career photographer in action sports and especially snow sports, John Norris. He joined us for a great chat. That was super fascinating, the sort of work he was doing, especially on film.
Yeah,
Shooting in such
action
extreme
sports on
conditions.
film in the
Yeah,
snow.
in the snow.
Yeah,
Where
for
everything
magazines.
is just blown out. Yeah, crazy. And just the way he went about it, the way he made his career work, was a really interesting story. So you can go back and watch that in its entirety. And then, of course, this week at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the Thursday, we are joined by Aaron Walker, Now, Aaron Walker's he's a BFOP instructor, but his creative journey began by literally running away and joining a circus. And these days, he is a prominent photographer for artists, and he does commercial photography for art sort of centered brands and businesses. And he does a lot of performance and event photography for creative folk that like to swing around on shit. That's all I got. I'm running out of words. But we got Aaron coming up on Thursday, so make sure you stick around for that.
Yeah. And with that, good night. I got to go and take my puppy outside and make sure it wheezes before we go to bed. Tweaker Productions. Good night, party people. Always a joy. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and sending in your photo. Dennis Smith, lovely night. Thanks heaps. Mid, wide, tight. That's right. Mid, wide, no, wide, mid, tight. I was backwards. Wide, mid, tight. Every time.
We'll get a t-shirt.
Rinse, repeat. We'll get a t-shirt. Shamit Shah, thank you all. Great show. Thank you.
Thanks,
David
Shamit.
Skinner, Philip Johnson, Phil Thompson was here. Paul Sutton was here. Rodney Nicholson. Who else was here? Everybody.
Lisa Leach dropped in.
Lisa Leach was here.
Billy Power's gone to bed, but
Greg
that's
Carrick
fine.
says smash that like button. Please do.
Yeah.
Give us a like and a subscribe. Richard Marl, Nev Clark, Tristan, Lucinda. You're all awesome. We really appreciate it. Hey, if you've got a photography friend, send them the shows. See if they want to join. Tell them to send a photo in at least.
Yeah.
Shamit Shah, John Latimer, Maya Hall, John Hall, of course. Who else? Everybody. You're all
the
amazing.
Halls.
If I've missed anyone, I'm sorry. We'll catch you guys next week. Good night.
Night, guys.